Discover the secret of St. Kilda. Come smell the heather and sit by the fire. Come talk and laugh with a community of like-minded souls seeking salvation. Come walk the rugged cliffs, listening to the screams of seabirds. Listen to the screams of something else far beneath. Out everywhere on the 28th of December. Follow us on @TheKilda to follow the drama as it unfolds, and subscribe to the podcast so you never miss an episode. Thank you, and we'll see you soon.
Life's a game, the world's a stage, and we are merely role players, where theatrical people play role-playing games. I'm Matt Boothman, and I'm your compere for this studio production, where we're playing Court of the Lich Queen by Ursidice. I'm joined backstage by my co-stars for this production, my lovely guests. Can you introduce yourselves, please, starting with Fiona?
My name is Fiona. I am the host of What Am I Rolling, which is a twice-monthly RPG one-shot podcast. Also the co-host of the DM's Book Club, which is a weekly podcast on D&D, and soon to be co-host of the GM's Book Club, which is exactly the same as the DM's Book Club, but about all RPGs.
And Fiona, we've heard you on Merely Role Players before.
Yes, on Nova, which I thought I did amazing at. I have to say
what you're missing, people at home, was the hair flick. The hair flick was very good.
Had to do the hair flick. Yes, but it was like a sci-fi narrative game, and yeah, really enjoyed that. I played my Jodie Whittaker character, which she was called Jodie. So yeah, really enjoyed that.
And also joined by a new voice for Merely Role Players, a brand new guest. Naomi, please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Naomi, and I'll be providing colour commentary on what everyone else is doing. I'm Naomi Clarke, and you can find me writing an audio drama called Secret of St. Kilda, and I'm also doing Who Lives Who Dice, which are big friends of Fiona's as well. This is my first time, despite, I think, probably angling for an invite for some time.
The first time you and I met, Naomi, I think the second thing you said to me, so where's my invite to be on your podcast?
Naomi does that quite a bit. Is that not how you got on Who Lives Who Dice?
Yeah, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, can't knock the hustle.
I'm a terrible person, but I'm glad to be here.
We're playing a game all about being very terrible people or representatives of very terrible realms. So this backstage episode, we're going to talk about the character creation process for Court of the Lich Queen. So I am playing in this game the Wraithlight Dominion. And what realms are the two of you playing?
So I went for the Skeletal Duchy, which is filled with crackling arcana, polluting magic, and ceaseless toil. Its sleepless lore masters hold the keys to terrible knowledge, and the unending work of the serfs is an act of worship to the god of death.
I'm playing a Draugr, which is like, I see corpse lads. I see corpse lads. We make weapons and we stab people. I see corpse lads. We pull more boys from the earth.
And I realise I only said the name of my realm. The Wraithlight Dominion is, of course, frozen sad ghosts.
Aww.
Aww. Aww. Aww.
The weeping and the wailing and the gnashing of spectral teeth echoes throughout the realm. What drew you to the realms that you've picked, if anything, or was it a roll of the dice?
Well, I wanted Skeletal, but Fiona got there first.
Yes, I did answer that message first, yeah.
I felt like lycanthropic was maybe a little bit too on brand.
Yes.
Yeah, so I kind of felt like I would shift it up a bit. And you know what? There's something about pulling random guys from the ground that I'm just into. You know? just wanna just love corpses.
I think for me, I was just sort of thinking back to my youth where I was a goth and how much I enjoyed having like skeletal like jewelry and stuff like that. That's the sort of thing. And recently I'd watched Sandman and that whole idea of the god of death and stuff like that. So that's where I was just like, oh, that sounds quite fun. So yeah, just thought I'd just go into my skelly boys and skelly gals and see what goes on there.
Who doesn't love a skelly when you're
Exactly.
in the schlock horror genre? Or just the epic fantasy role-playing genre. Everyone loves a skelly.
Everyone loves a skelly.
It just makes me think of like Jason and the Argonauts. You know, like the little stop motion skeletons.
Oh, the Harryhausen skeletons.
So good.
Love
yeah,
them.
Really cool.
So we have done character creation mostly off-air for our realms.
Mm-hmm.
We have various stats that we'll be rolling with. We have various resources that our realms have at their disposal. We have slightly altered the official character creation process for Court of the Lich Queen because we're only going to be playing a single final year of the game instead of the usual 7 or 13. Mm-hmm. So we're starting with less on the table than you normally would in this game. The things that I want to sort of dwell on in this episode are our bastions, because those are kind of fun, to give people an idea of what is in our realms.
And also places of spiritual and cultural significance.
Of course. What is the culture of the Skeletal Duchy, the Draugr Earldom?
Come visit. You'll never want to leave.
Yeah, give us your tourism pitch for for your realm.
In the Draugr Earldom, you can expect rainy weather 99% of the year, cold winds, icy, no beaches, no sunny skies. You know, this is a winter holiday destination. My favorite option that I picked one from the playbook, which is a cavern inside a giant corpse, because I'm like, hell yeah. You know, it makes me think of the God of War, massive giant fella. And I think that caverns made out of giant people that are long gone, very good, very good. And I think that in the head of this giant person, so I feel like the cavern is in the belly zone. Because they were clearly stabbed in the gut, and now that's where the cavern is. This is my thought. Mm-hmm. And in the head, there is an unending blue flame pyre that you can see just faintly through the eye holes of what once was the head. And there is another one which is a mile-high cairn of skulls, but I think it's not metal enough. I feel it's actually you know the In some churches, they have this church that's entirely made of bones, what's it called?
Yeah.
It's like a palatial throne room with a big fucking mound of skulls that the Earl of the time is lounging across with his legs crossed up on the side. That's how I feel like. That's the dealio.
Cool.
So there's a cavern in the tummy, there's a pyre in the head, and there is an ostium bone throne, which is what I call my chair, the bone throne. And there's obviously jet skiing, water skiing, and a lovely it's a puzzle museum.
Oh,
You know, the
yeah.
ones where they've got the illusion room where you stand on either side, and one of you looks big and one of you looks tiny.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's what they provide in the Draugr Earldom.
Are they all shut because it's off season though? We're in the final year. Are they... no one can go to them.
The world's largest ball of yarn is just sort of like slowly
On fire.
Or are they desperately doing business, trying to go like, everything must go? Closing down end of the world sale.
There's hundreds of those like money boxes with the mirror in it, so that when you put the penny in it looks like it disappears. Just littered for as far as the eye can see.
They're like the new Funko Pops.
Yeah.
So sad. Cool. All right. Well, I'll talk about my bastions then in the Skeletal Duchy. So Naomi's very kindly set the bar quite high. So I want you to imagine when you come into this duchy, you get a sense, like a varying degree of greyness, from grey to winter grey to grey. It's so grey you can't tell the sky from the land. It's that kind of grey.
Very good.
You know, it's very much Thomas Hardy's this description of the moors, saying you can't tell. It has a personality. But yes, my three bastions. I went for a theme. So I'll go with for ones that are like damaged and destroyed, all the way up to the one that's sort of remaining. So the damaged and destroyed bastion is the incisor cavern, which is described as a flesh and jawbone in a yawning tooth-lined pit. Which again, I can imagine is like a sign saying, come to the incisor cavern. And maybe there was like a bungee jumping type thing, and that ended very quickly.
It's bungee jumping, but you also get swallowed at the end, and you're like,
yeah, exactly. You pay extra to get let out. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But that's gone, unfortunately. Now, this is the other thing. I didn't practice the names before I wrote them down, so they're very scientific names. The second bastion, which is damaged, is the Phalange, a rusty crown atop a mountain's haggard peak. So it's what I imagined. We heard of a place called Arthur's Seat. We thought that's what we'll do, but then we didn't know what it looked like. We just heard about it, so in the end we're like, this will do, get a crown, boom, and then call it the Phalange, essentially. And then finally, the thing that is remaining is the Metacarpal, which is this beautiful sort of calcified tower of polished bone. I like the idea that it's one of those 3D models which is made up of little bones, so it actually makes up to like almost like a tower of an actual skeleton. With all the individual bones, and then if you look at very closely, that the skull is made out of little skulls, very much like Damien Hirst's diamond thing. And it's very beautiful. It's the only sort of shining bit of white in the sea of grey, but it also might have, I don't know, bird poo on it, because it's not one of those ones that it's too high to clean, and we've just given up at this point. But it's this final bastion that's still well and in functional order.
Can't get the staff in the Skeletal Duchy. No one wants to work these days with the dawn
lazy
coming.
bones, aren't they?
Oh, there you go. Done.
Sorry. I have a question. What is the pose of your large skeleton made of skeletons?
Oh, that is a very good question. I think at one point you could change. It would, depending on the holiday, it would change to be like maybe hands sort of placed like this, sort of like a prayer mode. But I think currently it's stuck in Egyptian mode, where it's
very good.
One hand here at the top and one hand at the bottom like that, and it's now stuck because of bird poo, and no one can move it. Because if you move it, that'll probably be the end of it. It'll probably collapse as a result.
Incredible. The Wraithlight Dominion is always many degrees below freezing, but it never snows because that would be way too picturesque. It can't be festive. It can't be Christmassy.
You can just say London. It's fine.
Endless sleet, but it is cold enough that it just freezes solid whenever it hits any surface. So everything is just covered in thick layers of ice.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You try and go anywhere and the sleet blows in your face and freezes you solid. Doesn't matter for us who live here, the denizens of the place, because we're all ghosts. The bastion that was destroyed, that has already been annihilated by the coming of the dawn, the oncoming dawn, was the Cascade of Sorrows. Sadly, we mourn, we lament, we have sorrow for the Cascade of Sorrows, which it was a beautiful waterfall streaming up into the sky, full of wailing spirits. You could hear them for miles around.
I was like, waterfall, that's the opposite.
Yeah.
It's a water up, that. It's a water rise.
There's a little shop that sells the sounds of that waterfall that you can get for like
Oh, they've got a set of
£9.99.
CDs, and
yeah.
you can press and sample the CDs.
Yeah, exactly.
The problem with the upward waterfall was it wasn't sustainable.
It dried up. Literally, everyone.
Yeah, it went up. It got raptured. Everything in the upward waterfall got raptured and is gone. We also have the Veiled Gate, an arch of solid ice, but not like beautiful, transparent, glinting, fractal ice. No, it's grey, solid slush, basically. A tattered veil flapping in it in the place of a door.
It's like the gush of a pret.
Wouldn't want to do a photo shoot there, but yeah.
No. If you stand by it, you can feel the wind from the actual realm of the god of death blowing outwards, because we've got. That's how the Wraithlight Dominion got like this. We've got an actual bridge to the world of death here.
Yes.
Yeah. We're closer to the god of death than all of you.
Yeah.
Well, you've got a puzzle room. There's little trains in it. So
Have you been to the metatarsal?
That's damaged, though.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
So, tattered, cracked, on the verge of falling over. You can only barely smell the wind of death now.
Oh.
But the pride and joy of the Wraithlight Dominion, we've been protecting it throughout the coming of the dawn. It's still fully intact. Is the Fractal Dirge.
Ooh.
Oh.
Very cool.
Our labyrinth of ice. The ice here actually is crystal clear, glinting beautiful. Full of spirits frozen inside, singing the stories of our realm.
I believe you can do that at the Crystal Maze, actually. I think they've got an experience where they let you do that.
Yeah, it's a special zone that wasn't on the TV show.
Yeah.
You get like a jacket if you pass the zone.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, well, this is very much like this, because, there's deep wisdom to be learned if you can walk into the Fractal Dirge and listen to the songs the frozen spirits are singing. But if you get too far, you do get locked in, i.e. frozen to death.
Oh, the worst kind of locked in.
Yeah.
In all fairness, like, at least it's something to do.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, I personally would prefer to get locked into the mirror hallway that we've got, with the bendy mirrors.
Oh, yeah. Oh, very fun.
Yeah.
No, far too frivolous for the Wraithlight Dominion. We take our law very seriously.
Yeah, you got CDs and everything.
Is one of them he's just like, okay, and this is the Fractal Dirge, and he presses it, and it's just like, and he's like, oh, that's whale song. I'm so sorry. Somebody's put the wrong tape in there.
Fantastic. Okay, well, hopefully that gives everybody a good sense of what to expect in all of our domains. These are the bastions we'll be guarding faithfully and trying not to allow to be damaged and destroyed as the dawn comes on. The other thing to do in this episode is our tensions/alliances. We each have a set of 4 questions, and we're going to ask 2 of those 4, one to each of the other 2 players. Some of these questions will put you in a state of having an alliance with another realm. Maybe you helped them out or they helped you out in a time of need. Others will put you in a state of tension. Maybe you stole a useful resource from them or wronged them back in the day somehow. So this is going to build up a healthy set of grievances and old debts and grudges that we can hold against each other. When the Wraithlight Dominion first crafted the veil that we laid across the living to subsume the bridging lands, we cut off a source of flesh for one of the other realms. And I think that was the Draugr Earldom.
Yeah, no, I think so as well.
I can't see the Skeletal Duchy really
We don't
needing
need
a
it.
source of flesh.
No, we're all right.
They don't mind.
Like,
without it.
take it, please.
Makes it easier to get the bones out.
Yeah, thanks for doing us a big favour.
So the Draugr Earldom suffered due to our arcane tampering. So Naomi, how did you regain control of the source of flesh that we cut you off from?
what we do generally is if we have a problem, we march out and just destroy it.
Standard Draugr.
Action now, questions later.
Yeah, exactly. We're not... Listen, some of you can do your deceptions and your politics, but we're like, I built all these big swords and they need to get used. So I think that we basically went and we cut a hole in the bridging lands.
Whoa.
Yeah, and then we put a big straw in it. It goes to the mouth of our large corpse man. And just problem solved.
Is your big corpse man just like what I would call a basic bitch?
You shut up.
Oh, okay.
That's our big corpse man. Okay? You know, he's doing his best. He's been through some shit.
I like how my tension and alliance question seems to have created tension between your two realms now.
I know. It was always going to happen.
When you lay beneath the ice in slumber, a great deception was enacted. Pick a realm who betrayed you. Now somehow it was discovered upon your waking. I think the skeletons pretty much betrayed us.
So the question is, how was it discovered?
Yeah.
Oh, we were just caught in the act. Literally, we were just there. I know the politically incorrect term is like the chain gang of just taking things to it, and then we picked up one thing, and a face appeared underneath, and the eyes grew up, and we're like, "Uh-oh," and then just put it back, and leg it, skinny boys. And
well, this is awkward.
Yeah, I think we literally just caught skeleton-handed, just taking your stuff, essentially. We've never tried to hide it. We never have admitted to it either. But you've got all this evidence saying, look, maybe you've drawn pictures of the skeletons, so that we need to find these people. I'm like, that could be any one of us. We all look the same.
I just see a skull. We all look like that. Really,
we all look like that. I mean, you look at on that side, it could be Margaret, but I wouldn't want to point fingers.
We have a room with just 3,000 wanted posters that all look exactly the same.
Oh, dear.
Tensions, grudges, grievances. We love it. Fiona, would you like to do one?
Absolutely. So I'll do the first one. So it says, when the first bones were raised and knitted into their unliving form, the power was stolen from another realm. Pick a realm from whom the power was siphoned and ask them what they lost so that you might have unlife. I'm going to throw that over to you, Matt. I'm going to say, what did we take from the Wraithlights?
What did you siphon from us or from our realm? I think you're the reason the Wraithlight Dominion is always freezing. You took the sun and all warmth from our realm to fuel your undeath.
Oh dear.
And we're not that sore about it. We kind of like it like this. But, we're still going to hold it over you.
Yeah, I mean, I have been caught several times. I'm just a big thief. I see what I've done now. Light-fingered, so to speak. So yeah, no, I love that though.
None of us are wily or subtle. We are cartoon villains to each other as well as to everybody else.
I think, what is really important is that we're all just here like, mine. Mm-hmm. Nicking it.
Well, I'm gonna turn that around. I'm gonna add some nuance to the picture here with my realm's relationship with the skeletal Duchy here.
Mm-hmm.
So when we took our place at court, we lit the wraith fires and let the dead light grow, an unliving thing of power. You were the recipient of that gift. What form did it take? But why can't you draw on it for strength?
Ooh. Oh, that's such a good question. I know. Yeah, it would have been some sort of big skeletal bird, essentially. So it looks very impressive and sort of like, if you imagine these Lord of the Rings, that they've got a cave troll, that sort of aspect. So it looks very impressive, but actually it is just a very big dodo skeleton. So it looks very ridiculous.
Oh, and it's obviously it would be flightless because it's
anyway,
skeletal anyway.
but we can't even use it. Like it even struggles to carry stuff on its back. So if anything, we have to leave it behind when we're trudging. So it's like, wait for me. It's massive.
It's a beautiful mascot.
Yeah.
Yes,
You know.
actually, yeah.
We gifted you a high maintenance pet
Yes, exactly.
without your consent or input.
I mean, like, it's very lovely.
Merry Christmas. Oh, responsibilities.
You shouldn't have.
In fact, don't.
Oh. So yeah, a skeletal dodo you've given us.
I would like to throw one at you, Matt, which is we raised a pyre in mourning for a fallen ally, but it was a hero from another realm.
Ah.
Who suffered this tragedy, and how their champion became to be respected by us.
Ooh. A champion of the sad ghost realm.
Yeah.
Like a wraith librarian sorcerer
Okay.
kind of deal. Powers of silence and all of that kind of thing.
Ooh.
But there was some sort of incursion from life, from the lands of the living, and the librarian sorcerer ghost was just not equal to the noise. They came screaming through the void, and our champion was destroyed.
Rip.
Yeah.
Mm.
The brain drain was real. That guy knew secrets that he did not share, and they were lost forever.
I'm sure that we created like a big like blue flame fire and effigy in their likeness. A large book that always burns. It's good shit.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, are we okay with the burning book monument?
It's made of metal. It's not a real book. It's fine. None of
It's
us
the
can
thought that
read.
counts.
Yeah, none of us can read. All right. So then my question to you, Naomi, then is when you're delving into the old places unleashed a thing of power, you would not have held it back without some help. Pick a realm that took up arms to hold back what you have set free, and ask them what they had to do to keep it at bay. I feel like I'm the troublemaker. I've taken stuff from you, and now I'm like, help me! The dodo's not working.
I think that we had to. There was a thing, and it came, and it was like, I'm gonna destroy you, and like you were just throwing hundreds of guys at it, and
go skinny lads.
Yeah, and we actually we all ripped our limbs off and built like a giant like creature made of flesh to hold it back, to allow you to shore up your defenses.
Like a flesh wall, essentially.
Yeah,
like,
pretty much.
Whoa.
Wall of arms.
To arms, literally. I love that. That's pretty cool.
Fantastic. Okay, we have a web of grudges, grievances. Feel free to lean on those and hold those over each other as we get on to play. The final thing that we do for character creation, which we're going to do privately, secretly, and not share on air until the post-show, each of us will have a secret plot, which we have a choice of on our playbooks, which will just inform some of the choices we might make as our realm. Most of these are some variation on try to get a realm that you have beef with to get destroyed, or try to get a realm that you like to survive. So choose that privately and allow it to inform how you play the game. And with that, I believe we are all ready to join the first session of the Court of the Lich Queen.
Ba-ba-ba.
Exciting.
This has been The Queen's Dead, a studio production from Merely Roleplayers, starring Fiona Howat as the Skeletal Duchy, Naomi Clarke as the Draugr Earldom, and Matt Boothman as the Wraithlight Dominion. The theme music is by Matt Boothman, who also edited and produced this episode. We were playing the beta version of Court of the Lich Queen by Ursidice, who you can find at ursidice.com. Merely Roleplayers is a Foggy Outline production, in association with Blackshaw Theatre Company. Until next time, if drama be the food of life, play on.